Well, Jim, a frustrating night in the end. I thought you got right back into the cup tie, but you had parity for just a couple of minutes. Are you disappointed with the winning goal in the end?
Yeah, I'm disappointed with the first goal. I mean, one ball beats a whole back four. Two players going for the same ball. When you worked on what we were doing in training, and just poor. That put us on the back foot. I thought throughout the first half we worked really hard, creating a number of opportunities, and second half we did the same. And I felt the goal was going to come, but I always felt that we had a couple of players who weren't weak enough to withstand them if they upped the tempo, and that was the case, because it was really poor tracking and poor covering for the second goal.
As you say, a disappointing start, conceding early, but your players reacted really well, I thought. And in a weird way, you went in at half time probably feeling that you bossed that first 45.
Look, we had a lot of chances. I was really disappointed because we have players in really good opportunities. I mean, even at the end, we had players who all they have to do is pull the trigger and get the shots off, and they didn't. And these are players that you would expect that, because that's their game. If they don't have that, they don't have very much else. They don't have the bite, they don't have the balls and the courage and the fight to win balls and battle away. So they've got to rely on their craft and their quality, and if they don't deliver that, then the rest of the game isn't good enough.
It was an interesting game, wasn't it? Particularly in the second half. Once they went 2-1 in front, you can see why they've not been beaten here in a year, because defensively they're so solid, aren't they?
Yeah, but it's very easy. It's very easy for the keeper. If people are inside the 18-yard box, don't take shots. It's very easy for the defenders to clear balls if the crosses are poor. It's very easy for the players to defend crosses if they don't even beat the first man. So we have to. That's what I look at. Yeah, they're a manly side. They're a very experienced side. A lot of wily old campaigners with a bit of quality, and they play the shape well. They spring off their shape really well, but they all work really hard to get back in that shape. And I thought as the game went on, I felt less confident about us getting into the game, because we had too many front players who didn't work the other way. Yeah. And therefore, when we had opportunities to break, they weren't as loose as I'd like them to be in terms of in good starting position. So I thought some players' games deteriorated badly, but we didn't have the real quality on the bench to come on and affect the game.
You're looking for positives though tonight. Jason Oswell, his first goal in 10 games, and he's been waiting a long time for that.
Well, if one goal in 10 is something to be thing, but again, it was a great bit of work. I thought Scott Duxbury was one of the outstanding performers, and he has been in recent weeks. And he's a player that I think has really bought into the training and his fitness levels and his whole. And I've said, not just about him coming in training and developing that side of it, but I said in my brief notes about his signing that he's one of our fittest and fiercest campaigners. And I like tonight, when there's a chance of winning a game and going to Wembley, you want people who are fit and fierce. There wasn't enough of them.
And another assist though for Scott as well tonight.
Yeah, no, like I said, he's been fantastic down that side. A little bit disappointed that we didn't show an awful lot of quality from the other side, and I was really disappointed with in particular with Darren and Matty, that they didn't create, carve and take opportunities that they did have. So if they haven't got that side of the game, then they're not going to battle away for us to get us the breaking ball. So but Scott was positive. I thought there was a couple of other good cameos for periods where players played the position well, but I thought we just had a few that sort of mentally faded in terms of sticking to what we were doing and doing the right things, and just perhaps fatigue took its toll on a few of them, mentally and physically, and their game deteriorated. And that's when you need people across the pitch to organise people and to keep people going, keep people doing the same things, and I just don't see that in this team at the moment.
I suppose if there is a relief from this, at least you've got 2 Saturdays now when you'll be playing league games rather than a semi-final against Wilson. Is that much of a consolation?
I don't have any relief, because I know, and I think what the players probably don't know, is that the way we are in the league was being sort of accepted because they were on such a good run. But now they've got to realise they're out of competition, and if they lose on Saturday, then the season's over for them. And that is a poor state of affairs for what I think is quality, but without heart, courage, fitness, fight, and all those other qualities that grind you out results, then you're not going to win enough games. So I'd like to see a response on Saturday, but it'd be interesting. Like I said, we've played really well here and showed some quality, but too many weak players, especially in and around the box, and that's why they're able to just prey on that weakness. And unfortunately for us, there wasn't enough of that weakness in them, so we needed to be strong and show quality.
But if you can get that cutting edge at the weekend, hopefully that could be a positive outcome, yeah?
Yeah, but look, we scored against tonight. We've scored in lots of games. It's the other end, and that's not a criticism of Ben. It's not a criticism of the back 3 or 4 or the midfield. It's a collective thing, and I don't think from front to back we work hard enough to keep the ball up there, to keep the pressure on them rather than bringing the pressure on us. The turnover of ball is poor. Yeah. And then in midfield we get stretched, and then we get a little bit exposed because it does come back. So I think that's where I think last year's team was a better team. This year's team has better individuals, and what I need to do is really forget about the quality. Think about the work ethic and the doing the dirty side of the game well, and knowing how to get clean sheets, knowing how to make the opposition very difficult. That was a team that we had last year, you know, one defeat in how many games, 20 odd games. This team, I don't think it hurts them as much as it should, especially the front play. I don't think it hurts them when we conceded. I think we need to be more team orientated in terms of making it difficult for the opposition and giving ourselves a platform to win games which is really tight, solid, strong, and have a threat on top of that. And when we do that, we win games.
Jim, commiserations, but as ever, thanks for your time.
No problem, thank you.